There we go. Sorry about that. I had to just reconnect my audio. I don't know what was going on. I do know, though, I was having issues with my audio while talking to my mentor, Janos. And yeah, we couldn't get it to work. Both of us were trying to figure out how to make it work. Anyways, let's get started here. I'm just going to be doing some gesture drawings and that. I haven't really drawn very much in my sketchbook over the last week, which is kind of unfortunate. I've been really busy, and I've also been struggling to even draw in general on a daily basis. I've been doing a lot of digital work. I've been working on a mentorship, but life itself has been pretty busy and has been throwing some curveballs at me, so my energy level hasn't been the greatest. Spent some time in the hospital, not so great, and yeah, so it's time to kind of forge through this right now, do some drawing, and yeah, it's going to be like 2-minute gestures, and we're just going to be using a ballpoint pen, just trying to loosen up and get back into drawing. So I'm going to start with a different pose here. So, and of course the first pose we got is a pose with a guy and a gun. Fantastic. I've been using a ballpoint pen lately, so yeah, it's been pretty good. I've been doing lots of just digital painting, so that's been good. But yeah, I just need to kind of crack out and loosen up, and yeah, that's basically what I need. So anyways, let's see here. Live chat's going. Don't mind me if I'm not overly paying attention to the live chat. So if anybody shows up and I'm not always paying attention, so if you're looking to ask questions or anything like that, don't get discouraged. Just hang on. I wanted to make this more of a regular thing, but yeah, once again, life kind of has gotten in the way, obviously, with some health issues and that, and dealing with those. Fun times. Nothing like being stressed out because you're not feeling well. That is a pretty rough gesture, but let's go into the next one. You might see my cable pop in here time and time again, so I kind of threw this one right off the page. Just gotta get my brain into just figure drawing again. And then with a pen, you're obviously gonna make your mistakes and such. That's the great thing about the pen. It tells you pretty quickly if things are looking good or if they're not. So, and yeah, this is definitely pretty simple. Nothing too complex. Alright, time to move on to the next one. some of these poses you're like, why? You know, why does it have to be like this? Unless you're doing like super dynamic, poses for whatever, the comic book, I would assume would have the most dynamic poses out of most things. I guess some concept design you might have some dynamic poses as well. I just have to work on my observation skills. They're not always observing. So that was one thing that Janos and I talked about. It's just observation in general, to make sure that I'm trying to get rid of like the flat forms in my drawings. Just really trying to indicate, just direction. Try not to make everything look flat, bringing in that 3D effect. And the foot itself goes like way up here, and there's another one. Sometimes hard to, when I'm trying to identify what I'm looking at. It is sometimes hard if you're looking for a block form or a shape, in a very obscure movement. So I know I just kind of jumped into this, but probably one of the suggestions I would have is, take your time, observe, identify basically which way the form is moving in space. What I used to do when I was drawing comics is I would place the hands and the head and the feet, and just kind of get a sense of, if you're drawing an arm, and your hands right here, and say I had my shoulder here. What I was doing is basically doing that and connecting the arm and the shoulder to the hand. Sorry, my nose is dry and itchy. Alright, so this is just having fun. Just have fun. Doesn't really make a difference. Part of the whole learning process, right, is just going for it, having fun. This guy's got I guess if I wanted to, I could put the shoulders in. Got the little stick 'em up fingers, little points, the feet. I've definitely tilted this a little bit too much. And once again, I'm just gonna draw the foot here, indicate where the foot is. No, that's a good shape for that. And I just need to recognize where the planes are traveling. You know, whereabouts this character is going to be. I do kind of hammer in some of my basic Loomis forms. Is there enough space there? Let me push that over a little bit. I don't like seeing that deckled edge on the live streams, so you can start with a, you know, your center line or whatever. Do your simple form. You know, can do your underpants if you want. You know, you have that form coming towards you. You got this form moving away from you. And here, the same thing as it's going down. So I don't know. I would assume the horizon's pretty high up. You got like a hand right here, form moving towards you. You got the neck and part of the head. No, there's a hand there. The form's gonna be a little bit there. Definitely, you're gonna see the. Oh, I can smell the ballpoint pen. Yeah, and then you're gonna get a little bit of a foot. That kind of looks like a paddle more than a foot. But proportion's been one of my biggest struggles over the years. I don't know why my proportion's so bad. You know what? I can't figure it out. You know, I've done tons of life drawing, tons of other things, and for some strange reason, I just can't seem to really iron out my form issues. Not an overly good one. I'll move this kind of back here. It's weird because I'm drawing looking over my right side. I think when you're life drawing and stuff like that, if you're right-handed, you want to be looking to the left. But even in Clip Studio right now, I'm doing some studies for value studies, still life value studies for Janos, and I can't figure out how to move the reference image to the left and then my drawing to the right. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of digging, and then because it's weird because I'm drawing with my right hand on the iPad, but the thing is my hand is kind of blocking my reference, so I'm forcing to look, I'm forcing to observe, and then I don't know if that geez, only doing 2-minute poses online and the model's already laying down. We used to kind of laugh at that, how you'd get some models that were laying down by a certain point. Once again, I'm just going to do the old underpants. This guy's shoulder and his arm is coming back, and his arm is going forward. He's got like a fist. His arm is going away. You can hear my hands clicking the keyboard. There we go. And there we go. Same thing with the leg. The leg is going forward. And once again, I think the horizon line is going to be fairly high up. And then this leg is going forward, and down here it's kind of going back and towards. And the whatchamacallit, the proportion of his, I'm also looking really far in front of me. Like, basically what I should do is have my drawing book kind of propped up on an angle, so it's not really stretching out, because you are going to get some foreshortening even from looking at a lower angle onto your board. So alright, so this one is kind of going forward. I'm starting in a different spot as well, so the horizon line I can see right here, so it's low, and this would be moving away, and this one would be some ugly drawing, but oh well, I don't really mind right now. I'm just trying to warm back up, focus on what I'm doing, draw from a different angle. Let's see if this will help my proportion. We got 29 seconds. All right, her eyes are, yeah, her boobs are kind of in the wrong spot. There we go. That's better. That, you know what, this looks more like the secondary one there. There. All right, on to the next one. Yeah, trying to observe the shapes and where they're moving. Her pelvis is heading towards us. Almost like this. Her butt's there. And this leg is coming out towards the foot. See, I really like to draw the foot. Maybe that's where my proportional issues are coming from. And then this arm is coming towards you, and this one is going away from you. Make a little fist, and we got an arm that's going away from us. Make another kind of fist. And that's definitely a little bit more successful than the last one. Oh, my camera's just kind of wiggling all over the place here. It just keeps on picking up on my hand. Oh, there's another one. So what do we got here? We got like a low angle again. We got the ground and the foot. This one is coming towards us. We got the knee here. We're going to have that hip going up. She's got like her pelvis is moving this way. Her leg is coming towards us. Her knee is right here. And we got this moving away from us. Like that. Her abdomen is moving away from us. All right, we have an arm that is coming towards us. All right, and another one with a gun. Got the shoulder. This is coming towards us, and same thing with this. Another gun mode. There we go. I went with a more simple shape away from the box. We got a falling person here, so this leg looks like it's coming down. Got the kneecap in here. All right. So we do have the one leg moving away from us. Put the kneecap in there, and then it seems to be coming towards us. And yeah, we have the abdomen. Yeah. All right, I'm kind of finished with that one. So what do we got here? We got like 45 seconds. So basically the abdomen's kind of like this. You know, there's the middle. We have the shoulder here and an arm that's coming towards us. And same thing with this arm, as it's still coming forward towards us. We got a head, and the head itself is looking away. The neck itself, I can see like a slight hand there, and there's where the pelvis tilts, and I guess the pelvis would be more like this, not like that. So basically we got this, you know, we got the top and the bottom here in two different sections, an upper and lower part. I keep on getting tons and tons and tons of back shots in these, but yeah, let's switch the page anyways. And well, we've been doing this for 25 minutes. It doesn't take long to burn through some time doing this stuff. I'm gonna switch to a different pose. All right, this is gonna be like a high angle, so we'll start with the head. All right, and have the shoulders here. I can just see the abdomen a little bit before it goes into the legs. All right, so we got some shoulders here. These parts are going down. Same with this. Going down. You're gonna have your elbows. And yeah, same thing with this. You can see the fist, and this arm is coming towards us, and another fist, and this leg is yeah, you're gonna see, because we're looking down, but it also is coming forward. Same with this leg. You are going to see alright, your knees down, and just really weird kind of foreshortening here. You're kind of moving across like this. Oh, it changed on me. All right. It is, the horizon line is, all right. I got one of those oh man, gestural books that I will start looking into as well. What is the name of the author? It was just one of those recommended ones. So here again, you're gonna have, you know, I can't remember. It's definitely a newer. I didn't really know about this anatomy or gesture book, so. And her arm is way out of whack. Her pelvis does open up, so you know, you do see this, and then this twists away. At least I think, yeah, her spine's going to come around here, and this is going to cut out. Yeah, these boring poses too. The not very dynamic poses. We'll start with his mid section. Build his underwear, and you know, start with some of these. Do the whatchamacallit, the cylinder shoulders. And these arms are coming towards you. Get those suckers in there. Alright. He does have like a hand right here. It is moving away from the viewer. And this one is also moving that direction. 37 seconds left on this one. And his put in the knees. Yeah, my brain's not really thinking in And I think they're looking really long because I'm looking again up at the drawing, so I think they're looking a little skewed, a little long. I'm just going to switch through some poses here. Find something that's a little bit more appealing to me. Alright, so alright. So this will be coming towards us, and that will be going away from us. Hand there. We have a hand tucking in here, and arm going away from us. We do have a head. Oh, the pages are bouncing. I love when the spines of the pages bounce when you're trying to draw and your pages are like doing, doing, doing. It's kind of distracting. Yeah, I guess that would be like that. Yeah, we're gonna get a secondary leg a little bit in there. This leg, I think, is coming towards us a little bit. And we do get a secondary foot in here. And the same thing here, we will get a secondary kneecap. And oops, I just hit the thingamajigger. Her belly button's here, her center line's here. You know, you got some overlapping forms. The shoulder curls in. And ear. Yeah. The camera's kind of bouncing, so we got a ninja here, so we'll start back up. Alright, so his form. And the funny thing is his body like twists like this, and then his abdomen is like this. You know, you have his underpants like this. His basically his head's coming up like this. And his arm is going away from us. His little elbow. And his arm is going away from us. Away from us. Away from us. And his hand is twisted. We do have a knee that is, you know, coming towards us, and his foot on the ground is, and this is going away from us. 22 seconds. His heel is down, foot, there we go. And the sword, let's put the sword in there. Oh yeah. That was a sloppy sword. Oh well. Where? I figure I'd start high so that the lower, and this one we got, so her torso's coming towards us, like her arm is coming towards us, this arm is now moving away from us. And I don't know what she's doing with her hands. Seems to be pointing into her eyes. I'm watching you, I think. Alright. And then her butt is coming towards us and then away from us. Her leg is moving away from us. And it's still moving away from us here. But we do have this coming towards us. Her heels up. And her leg is moving towards or away. Yeah, this foot could, in theory, be down just a little bit more. But yeah, there we go. We would have like an overlap here. We could put like an overlap in here if we were drawing it, and obviously you're gonna get the buttocks overlap here, you know, an overlap here. Just thinking about overlapping forms has helped me just identify, like, not just indicate muscles and more of the form without having to dig too deep into the understanding of the anatomy. This one we could start with a center line. Her pelvis is tipping towards us. We do have a leg that is coming directly at us. Two actual legs coming directly at us. And a foot that seems to, be moving away from us. But there's a tilt here. The pelvis itself is, the rib cage is moving up and away from us. So this stuff is moving away from us, and this stuff is moving away from us. That stuff is moving away from us. She has her face is moving away from us. And that's basically going up and away from us. A little bit sloppy on the head. Oh well. Her head looks a little disjointed. And indicate the breasts. Alright, we get another high angle. So basically going to start with the head, and let's get the jawline in there. He's got his little ear. And this dude's like ripped. He's got his big arm. You can see his chest here. Alright. His elbow. This arm is coming up. And his hand. I don't know what he's doing with his hand. You get a tilt in his pelvis. You can see his shoulder. His other hand is basically coming towards us. Obviously his leg is going down and away from us because this is a high angle. His knee, and you're gonna have like a really foreshortened. The same thing with his leg here. You're only gonna have like a really short, and the perspective I think is going to be moving. You could this is pretty sketchy. It's weird because some of the images you can really see how like the overlap, like, and then you get like these white characters, you get these gray ones. So the white ones are, you don't see the form on them as well as others. Here's a back shot. So we got the, let's say this was the underpants. So the pelvis is moving away from us. The whatchamacallit is definitely moving away from us, and this shoulder, this arm is coming towards us. That one's kind of, I think it's going, there's his head. We got, oops, kind of ran out of space there. His hand, this leg is moving away from us. This leg is also moving away from us. And then it is coming towards us in some weird direction. There we go. Oh, you don't really see the bottom of that. I guess I can push it up. Oh, my book's getting all crinkly. You're gonna lift my keyboard up a little bit. There. Got a bunch in here. Went off screen. I have no idea what my camera was doing there. Alright. Another low ass angle. Excuse me. This one's interesting because it's like right in your face. The person's face is here. You do have the right here, and then yeah, that is moving away from us, going down, and I think it's heading towards us a little bit. Yeah. And then let's put some hands in here. And we're going to have, obviously, the abdomen. And then this is moving towards us. Alright, and then, yeah, we have this knee moving towards us. Oh. this moving away from us. And this knee moving towards us. And then you just get a little piece of the toe back there. Alright. Yeah, it's been like back pose mania today. Like hardly. It's been side, side. I don't know. It just seems like there's lots of back. Oh, there's one back. There's side, front. I'm looking for one that'll work in this space well. I guess that one would have worked fine. Just another side view. So we'll start with the underwear, and her leg is moving away from us, and you do catch a little bit of her foot there. This is moving towards us. And then her rib cage is moving away from us, but then her arm is heading towards us. We'll just put the hand in there. There we go. There we are. Oh, and then this will be moving away from us, and put the knee in, and still away from us. So you are going to get a little bit of a, but you're going to have the leg there. And you are going to see the spine here, and then as it travels back, there's where the butt is. You will. This pen hasn't been goobing that bad today. I just picked this up at like the drugstore. I was looking for a better ballpoint pen. The last ballpoint pen, when I went to go do that last drawing session, was awful. So I'm like, boo, don't want to use a pen like this. So it's almost been an hour. I guess by the time you pile in, what do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, I miscounted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 21 times 2 is 40 minutes, and then with the ramble, yeah, probably get up there pretty quickly. But yeah, this has just been the process of drawing from reference. You know, I'm always thinking about drawing boxes and stuff as well. My accuracy is not very good right now. I've also been drawing pretty quickly too, so to get my brain slowed down a little bit and take my time and think about what I'm drawing. Just draw some boxes, and then, you know, maybe start drawing some ellipses. You know, doing those drills that Broken Draw Tyrion, he has 25 drawing exercises and 50 drawing exercises. If you're not familiar with Broken Draw, check out his YouTube, Instagram, so on and so forth. But fantastic kid, fantastic drawing from imagination artist. And this just is forcing you to think of how forms are, going to move and react in space, and it's also fun. It's fun just drawing forms. Like, this is definitely really, really, really sloppy compared to what I normally have done in the past. But the ballpoint pen it rolls quicker. It's definitely not as resistant and drags as much as, say, a felt tip pen. On even a smooth paper, felt tip will drag more than a ballpoint pen. I find that the ballpoint pen, it replicates drawing more on a tablet or a synthetic surface with a synthetic pen, because even with that, like, I got one of those etched texture surfaces for my iPad, and it still doesn't feel like drawing paper. It still slides a lot more smoothly and quicker on that surface than it would on paper, in the resistance of paper. But to me, it does feel more like a ballpoint pen on a smooth paper. And yeah, just throw in some form stuff, mess around, have fun. You can throw some underpants in there, and then draw your own forms. Head moving forward. Throw in a shoulder blade. And then, when you draw, sorry, my nose is dry and itchy. You get an understanding of what it's going to be like to draw from imagination when you're working with the forms. And that's the one thing too, is work on proportion and other things like that as well. I don't know why when I'm drawing more complex shapes, the form doesn't seem to be as my brain doesn't seem to want to hold on to form as, say, it would want to if I don't know what I'm trying to say. So don't listen to me anyways. I'm just rambling. Alright, there, I made a little bit of space here. Let's try to draw a or not a cone, a cylinder. Whoa, cone. Draw some cylinders. There we go. lot of the times I'll do the, where I'm just practicing my line. So what I'll do is I'll just pull multiple lines over the same line, and I'll do the same thing. Like I can do it vertically. I guess my hand's not that overly rusty, but yeah, try to draw every day. Have fun, explore, and be sure to really observe your references. Take the time, consider what you're drawing, how, and how the form itself is traveling in space. Is it traveling towards you? Is it traveling away from you? Think about that, and it'll get so much easier. Combine shapes, have fun, just enjoy the process of drawing. All right, well, that pretty much wraps it up for me today. I decided to do this even though I was really dragging my butt, and yeah, it made me feel a lot more refreshed. But now I'm gonna get some water and go lay down and recharge. All right, have a good night. Thanks. Bye.